Hassan Whiteside, a professional basketball player, is expanding his real estate holdings in Midtown Miami with a $1.2 million penthouse. Luckily for you, TTP member, for today's video, we will be talking about Hassan Whiteside and his recently purchased Miami Pied-a-Terre. The Sacramento Kings selected Whiteside in the second round of the 2010 NBA draft out of Marshall. He has represented numerous organizations both domestically and internationally, such as the Sacramento Kings, Miami Heat, Portland Trail Blazers, and most recently, Utah Jazz. The NBA center will soon be able to spread his 7'7" wingspan in his new property. The 33-year-old chose a corner penthouse in the standard residences. The same thing has been said about the project by everyone, according to Ryan Kelly of Douglas Elliman, who represented Whiteside in the deal and has closed 14 deals at the building. He thinks the price point they came out with was very competitive for what they're offering. Like most people, Kelly says, Whiteside prefers the best of the best, so he chose the best unit that was available in the entire building. He chose Penthouse 27 with 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and 11-foot ceilings because it was the biggest one available. The design is stunning. The standard residences is a 12-story building with 228 residences, ranging in size from 432 to 965 square feet, and is scheduled to start construction later this year or early next year. According to Kelly, penthouses like Whiteside's are a little bit larger. The building has already had about 70% of its pre-sales, and delivery is scheduled for the middle of 2024. Kelly mentioned that his sales have ranged from about $420,000 to this sale at $1.2 million, and prices are rising as a result of the high demand and decreasing supply. Apart from the actual furniture and window treatments, the developer will provide everything else, says Kelly. The clients will have to furnish their units on their own, but they come finished, he adds. The owners can alter it as they please. The ideal pied-a-terre: an indoor pickleball court, a restaurant, a fitness center, social lounges, and other amenities totaling 34,000 square feet will also be available in the building. While some owners intend to permanently occupy their apartments, Whiteside and others see an opening. The fact that these are investments and that it is possible to rent out these units greatly contribute to their appeal, according to Kelly. Whiteside mentioned, "The Standard is a pioneer in experiential hospitality, with a one-of-a-kind vibe and style that speaks to me. This home is the ideal pied-a-terre in a fantastic location." Kelly claims that he is collaborating with Whiteside on additional South Florida-based transactions. That guy is unlike anyone Kelly has ever seen. He has some significant plans for his real estate holdings. He doesn't know what his plans are for his basketball career, but he does know he's been putting a lot of effort into building his Miami portfolio. One of the Standard's residences' main advantages is that they are available for year-round rental for any length of time, as long as it is at least 30 days at a time. Additionally, it is close to the Design District, Wynwood, downtown Miami, and the beaches, while still being in a safe neighborhood. 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms can be found in Whiteside's future residence. The house includes features like light wood plank tile flooring, a gourmet kitchen with top-of-the-line appliances and Italian cabinetry, and a sizable bathroom with a rain shower and stone vanities. The standard residences provide modern sweat rooms, a gym, infrared saunas, a restaurant, a rooftop sunset pool, a karaoke bar, a social lounge, a screening room, workspaces, an indoor pickleball court, yoga studios, and even a pet spa in addition to the residences. Arquitectonica designed the building's exterior, and Urban Robot created the interior. As if that weren't enough, a dedicated concierge is available to assist with the programming and planning. Last but not least, every resident is also eligible for the Friends with Benefits program, which entitles them to preferential rates at all the Standard hotels around the globe. Now let's know more about the owner. American basketball player Hassan Whiteside played for the National Basketball Association's Utah Jazz last season and is a free agent now. Whiteside has established himself as one of the top upcoming stars over his 10 years of NBA play. Whiteside is a brave centerman who is taller than most NBA players at a towering 7 feet, and he has made the most of his natural talent. The fact that the man, who is well known for his height, led the NBA in rebounding in 2017 was not unexpected. Whiteside has since gone on a fiery run. Hassan Whiteside, one of 7 children raised by his mother Debbie Whiteside, a single mother, was born on June 13, 1989. Hassan had a difficult childhood because his mother had to care for all 7 of the children on her own, but he developed a passion for sports, which helped him cope with the difficulties he faced growing up. As he started competing in tournaments in high school, Hassan's interest in basketball grew. He stayed with his father in New Jersey during his junior year of high school and attended Eastside High School, where he played basketball. After that, he went back to North Carolina and attended Hope Christian Academy before transferring in 2008 to the Patterson School. When Whiteside was a prep basketball player in Patterson, his team won 34 of its 36 games, placing them first in the nation. Scouts.com ranked him as the 19th best center in the high school class of 2009, and Rivals.com ranked him as the 87th best recruit in the 2009 high school class. Whiteside decided to attend Marshall University, despite receiving offerings from the University of South Carolina, Auburn University, the University of Kentucky, and Mississippi State University. Whiteside was comparatively unknown when he first started playing in the 2009-2010 season, but by December he had already gained widespread attention. Whiteside was mentioned in the college basketball column in the December 2009 issue of ESPN the magazine. He finished the season with the most block shots, shattering the Conference USA record for most block shots in a season. He had 3 triple-doubles during the course of the campaign. Additionally, it was the most blocks in a season ever for a freshman. After that, Whiteside wins plaudits for his performance. He made the decision to forego his final 3 years of college and enter the 2010 NBA draft, while riding high on the new momentum he had developed. Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings selected Whiteside with the 33rd overall pick in the 2010 NBA draft. He played for the Kings only in the season opener during his rookie campaign. From November 2010 to January 2011, Whiteside played for the Reno Bighorn in the NBA G League. He suffered an injury and was sidelined for roughly 6 months. Whiteside continued to play for the Reno Bighorns during the 2011-2012 lockout season, but he only appeared in 18 Sacramento Kings games. The Sacramento Kings waived Whiteside's contract in July 2012. China, Lebanon, and the D-League. Whiteside signed a contract with the Sioux Falls Skyforce of the NBA Development League in December 2012. He relocated to the Rio Grande Valley Vipers in January 2013. He relocated once more to the Lebanese club Amkit Club just before the league started. Whiteside left Amkit just after 3 games and joined the Sichuan Blue Whales, a basketball team in China. Whiteside had an average of 25.7 points and 16.6 rebounds in 27 games for the Blue Whales. Whiteside moved once more in November 2014, returning to Lebanon to play for Al Muttahed Tripoli. He went back to China in April 2014 and joined Jiangsu Tongxi to play. After his time at Jiangsu Tongxi, he played in the NBA Summer League for the Toronto Raptors and spent the preseason with the Memphis Grizzlies. He signed up for the Development League team Iowa Energy in November 2014, but the Memphis Grizzlies quickly called him up after the majority of the team suffered injuries. The Grizzlies released him the day after he was called up, and he went back to play for the Iowa Energy in the Development League. Miami Heat. Whiteside was acquired by the Miami Heat in November 2014. He was assigned to the Sioux Falls Skyforce but was later called back. He achieved his first NBA double-double in January 2015. Whiteside had a real strong season, shooting 90% from the field, but he also had a number of disciplinary problems, including an altercation with Phoenix Suns player Alex Lenz that cost him a $15,000 fine. Whiteside finished 4th in the Most Improved Playing voting at the conclusion of the 2014-2015 season. Whiteside returned to form in the 2015-2016 campaign, amassing 1,000 rebounds in 85 games, the fastest by a Miami Heat player. The NBA All-Defensive Second Team then included him. Whiteside made his postseason debut in the opening round of play. Whiteside and the Miami Heat reached a $98 million 4-year deal in July 2016. Whiteside became the second player in NBA history to ever do so in a game against the Philadelphia 76ers during the 2016-2017 season, recording 30 points and 27 rebounds in just 27 minutes. He became the first member of the Miami Heat to record 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds in a season in April 2017, and he finished the campaign as the NBA rebound champion. Whiteside's performance in the 2017-2018 season was hampered by left knee and hip injuries. He was in excellent shape during the 2018-2019 season. In the first half of the year, he had already blocked 8 shots, which was the Miami Heat's player record. He developed a hip injury, which once more affected his performance, and he was given the reserve position. Portland Trail Blazers. Whiteside was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers in July 2019 as part of a 4-team deal involving the Miami Heat, Portland Trail Blazers, Los Angeles Clippers, and the Philadelphia 76ers. Return to Sacramento. The Sacramento Kings announced on November 2020 that they had signed Whiteside to a 1-year contract. Last season, Whiteside played in 36 games for the Sacramento Kings, appearing in 15.2 minutes per game, while averaging 8.1 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks. He mostly acted as Richaun Holmes' backup. However, Rudy Gobert will fill that position in the 2021-2022 season. The Kings underperformed once again last season, limping to a 31-41 record that wasn't even good enough to qualify them for the play-in tournament. Despite having a star in De'Aaron Fox, an exciting young prospect in Tyrese Haliburton, and talented but frequently underwhelming Marvin Bagley III, and solid veterans in Harrison Barnes and Holmes. As a result, they found themselves back in the lottery, extending a 15-year playoff drought. Although Whiteside wasn't the main cause of that failure, the Kings might have thought that they could get his playing time and output from the backup center position somewhere else and decided not to bring him back. Utah Jazz. Hassan Whiteside, a seasoned center, and the Utah Jazz reached an agreement last year. Although his days of being a double-double machine are probably over, Utah is counting on him to be a reliable player off the bench because Gobert is already established as the team's starting big man. By many standards, Whiteside is now a better player than he was even during his Miami Heat heyday. Perhaps more importantly, he performed admirably in his backup role last season and avoided any pointless drama. He has demonstrated that he is prepared to contribute significantly to a title contender, even if it means returning to the bench. 3 organizations that ought to sign him this summer are Phoenix Suns. The DeAndre Ayton free agency saga has come to a satisfying conclusion for the Phoenix Suns. It was speculated that the Suns could have lost him in free agency, or at the very least signed him and traded him to another team, because they were rumored to be unwilling to sign him to his maximum eligible extension. Trading Ayton away is made easier to bear by signing a center with Whiteside skills. Playing alongside one of the greatest passers of all time, Chris Paul, has been known to improve the pick-and-roll partners' performances. Whiteside could experience a late career explosion as a result. Toronto Raptors. Last season, the Toronto Raptors provided evidence for all sides of the debate. On the one hand, they demonstrated that a team can achieve great success without a true center by using small ball lineups exclusively. But Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers postseason play severely exposed their lack of size. Although they already have 17 players on their roster, many of them have contracts with little guaranteed money, making room for Hassan Whiteside, a center who can at least slow down players like Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Bam Adebayo in the playoffs would be worthwhile. Chicago Bulls. Due to Nikola Vucevic's lack of interior defense, the Chicago Bulls obviously need a defensively minded anchor to play behind him. In the opening round of the playoffs the previous season, Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks exposed Chicago's lack of rim protection by repeatedly pounding the paint for easy baskets. Since the Bulls have 2 open roster spots and Hassan Whiteside is still waiting for a deal, Chicago should try to sign the former member of the all-defensive team for a veteran minimum deal. With 1 summer with him on board, the Chicago Bulls will have transformed size with a glaring weakness into a strengthening surplus. That's it for this video, TTP member. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with 1 person. That's right, just 1 person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you take action that you'll start to see results. See you on the next one.